Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 19th of October, and starting with the daily chart for the ASX. As you know, we're looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then moving up into wave 5. Now, this can obviously be counted a different way, but it does pull it into line with the rest of the world. So I'm kind of content with that. But our main job really at this point is tracking an impulse wave to the upside here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Not quite like that, but basically 5 waves from this low here. So I'm just going to clear that out the way, and we'll go to the 4-hour chart and we'll have a closer look at this particular move here. Once that's in play, then we're looking for, well, in a nutshell, a move up close to this area, and then a move back in 3 waves, and then a move up into this space as well here. So this correction will be in line with what's happening in the US and around the US elections. I mean, it's the currency market and stock market are priced in as a Biden win, but there'll be some reason for the short trade to come for this to come into play. So I suppose somebody will have massive squeezes occurring during that time, and they'll probably have to sell all their gold stocks to all their physical gold to cover their other shorts. So probably coming something like that. But yeah, our main job here is really to look at this 5-wave structure up through to here, and once this occurs here, then we'll be looking at portfolio trades, especially for I think that I'm not that interested in banks, to be honest. We are looking at say CBA here for a moment, and we could look at this as wave 1 up here and back for wave 2, but I mean ANZ just doesn't have that move there. It's definitely like in 3 waves here. Maybe even if this is wave 1 here and back for wave 2 here for ANZ, it's rather a large wave 2 here. So I think the banks have still got further to move down. I mean, this pattern is the same pattern for the US banks as well, and we don't really track the US banks anymore. We feel that that in the US anyway, they're sort of, I mean, they're a pillar of our system in a way, but there's talk about everybody turning to digital currency, so the Fed coin and the Bank of England and the EU, all operating on the Ripple blockchain, and that will be able to that will give the Feds a lot of control over the money situation. In regards to, they'll be able to become direct lenders to the public as well. So there'll be no need for the banks there, and plus low interest rates for how long. They're not going to be, even with the RBA saying they're not going to be changing them until they get not anticipated inflation, but real inflation. So I just don't see them there. And the other side too, in the disruptive innovation side of technology, we're seeing companies like PayPal and Square that we track in our 130 innovated disruptive stocks that are really taking market share away from the retail side of banks. So a real problem there. So we'll see how this plays out. Once this 5 waves finishes here, we'll see if we we move down and make another low here for this. But I think the money's in the mining sector, to be honest. And when I look at BHP here, So with BHP here, I was looking at this as wave 3, 4 and 5 here making a top and then looking at this as a corrective pattern. Well, it is corrective here anyway, so it means we should be taking out the tops here. So this is an impulsive move up here, which I could label as 1, and a nice ABC pulling back to the 50-60% retracement level from the COVID correction here. And then for the rest of the world at the moment, we're looking at wave 1 moving to the upside. Now, I've got BHP here already finished as wave 1 here. But maybe I've got it wrong, and because the rest of the world has got this is wave 4 and looking for wave 5 here in this case. So I'll work it all out, but either way, what I'm trying to explain here is that that we're going to see a big push up through here for this. So it really, I just see this massive bull run for BHP or the mining sector. I mean, China's starting to make a move here as well, and as their economy gets going, I know that the deferred, where's China here? So we've been looking at China as 1 and 2 and 3 and ABC here now for 4, and it's it's taking out highs here, and it hasn't given us a full impulse wave here yet, but it should just continue to to push up through here, taking out that high here. So we can look at this as 1 and 2 in here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here to come into place. So basically just sort of pushing up. So yeah, perhaps we'll start looking at not so much this stock, but the Shenzhen market as well, because that's really where the action is for that. But yeah, what I'm going to also do as well, I'm going to have a look at the 10 biggest miners in the US as well, and we'll try and figure out what's occurring with this, because it's looking pretty good in terms of Elliott counts. If this is a correction here, then this being wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 in one regard or another, it really gives us a really good opportunity to have a heavier weight in the mining sector. So on the or we can just drill into the weekly chart and the daily chart as well while we're here. I mean, yeah, as I mentioned, I can count this up for 5 waves here, but maybe I've got it wrong and this is wave 4 and we have wave 5 moving up for this, and we've got wave 1 sitting here in line with the rest of the world, and then we have our ABC pattern here. I don't know if that's the case, but I mean, it's pretty clear that we've got 5 waves, but I'll just have to figure it out and just be a bit more mindful about it, because I can see that we've got 5 waves here, not a problem, an A and a B and a C to here, but maybe this wave 2 here is sitting over here and we've got this extra wave here, and that makes this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave up here for this. So it's possible that this is wave 3 here and wave 4 sitting over here for this. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'll keep working on that, because at the moment we do have a correction here, but it hasn't pulled back down to the 50-60% retracement level. So then I started thinking, well, we could have some sort of other correction here for this, a larger correction going on, but it really just may be the wave 4 sitting for this market sitting here. So I've still got to figure this out. But one of the little things here, I noted that it looks like we've got wave 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here. So it does look like we've got an impulse wave. So the 50-60% retracement level is a little bit lower. So what we can do is we can go long above this high. We've already got a long position just in here, but just a half position. I'm just keeping the stop out of the way and allow for this correction to occur here. And but we also want to take out, we want to take out this high here, so we want to be long above that previous high point, and that might just take us into a 5th wave that will take out the top here. So I'll just be careful about that, but it will give us I'm just going to put this over here to remind us that I've spoken about this as well, and I'll just need to do a bit more work on it. I'm going to remove these now because I don't think that's the case. It's just not in line with anything, you know. So I think that we'll leave that for the time being. And I just think it's important that we'll come back to the banks as well for a moment, if that's okay, because we do have trades in them as such. So we're going to take, with ANZ, we're going to take profit at the 20 and we'll be done with it, even though that it will move a little bit higher. So we'll look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then all the way up for 3 here. There'll be a wave 4 and then a wave 5 coming up here higher. And from this point here, it can just drop from there, which I think it will, because when we look at the S&P 500, if I can just bring that over for a moment, I'll need to bring it to the weekly chart here. So if I've got this right for the S&P 500, so we've got all this up here as a wave 3, 4 and 5 up here. When this finishes up here as this top here and this pulls back here, well then that's going, this leg here, if that's correct, then that's going to make this finish off here, isn't it? That's going to be, we can move that and put this wave 5 over here. So that's when you can really start buying the banks at that point. But how far will they rally on low rates? I don't know. I mean, the whole world turns on interest, doesn't it, to a point, I guess. But that's not my area of expertise. I'm just the pattern person. So yeah, I'll leave you to research that yourselves. But that's how I see it. So yeah, anyway, we'll take profit there and we'll just leave it, because I don't want to get in and out and in and out, but you might want to hold it for the 5th wave. I'll leave that up to you, but we'll just close that off at that particular point. And the other one, of course, is our CBA, wherever that is. What did I do with that? This one here. So yeah, this presents a bit of a different problem really, because I'd have to probably line it up with the other guys. So in that case, yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Okay, I mean, I probably have to look at it. I mean, the way I'm looking at it here, this would be, there's an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here would be in line with the other banks. So we could put this over here. I'll just move these out of the way. Yeah, I just got to give this a bit more thought, actually. But either way, you know, once we finish these 5 waves up here, which will be pretty much like I've drawn here, right? So we've still got further to go with this. We'll look at that. I'll just clean these up here. We don't need those. I mean, we could make new lows below this. What I'm trying to work out is, like, do we have an A, B, and C wave here and not take the low out here and then move off, or do we have 5 waves down here like the other banks will, and then move up from that point? That's what I'm a little bit unsure about, because this market has got a 5-wave structure that I can count in this space. So a little bit unsure, but we can just trade what we know at the time. I mean, basically, when there's blood on the street down here for this, then obviously that's the time to buy. But currently we're in this situation here. Let's just go to the tick chart where we've been looking at this in a little bit more detail. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I never really liked this as wave 1 here, but we probably have to just do it anyway, because it's in 3 waves here. And it does appear that we've got 3 waves down here, so we should just continue to push up. But what we've done, we've been long here, and we've moved our stop to this low here, so we need to see this push up from this point here, which would probably take us up to the 72 area at minimum, I'd imagine. We'll see. Oh, we've still got further to go, haven't we, on the other with the other guys? So we've got right. Okay, well, the other way that this could be countered, if you don't mind me just doing this for a moment, just to put it in line with the rest of the world, would be having this here and this here. We move this, remove that, put wave 3 there, wave 3 here, no, wave 3 there, wave 4 here. I need to bring this up one level as well, so yeah, I better do that too then. So put this back here, sorry guys, and this here, and then what we need to do, we still need to get another 5 waves out of this. I'm just doing this in line with the other markets. Anyway, you can see how sort of scattery my thinking is, but this is what I go through. This is my process. And 5, and that will actually make, if that's correct, then that will make that wave C and the end of the trend. So in this case, we could look at this as 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and then a wave 4 here, and then a wave 5 coming up higher through here for this. And then this ABC can play out for this, which could come back to the wave 4 one lesser degree, so we'll just leave that there for a moment. So we should take out this high, so we should see a move up through here, and then back for wave 4, and then up for wave 5 to finish that. Okay, that was a bit of a palaver, but we made it. So one other thing here is we're just going to take profit at the 72, so I'll just put that there. So 72, right? That's where we're heading for. So just to recap that back on the daily chart here. So we've taken the money at 72, even though we can go to 75 and go to these old highs here, because as soon as the S&P tops out, then we're going to see this correction occur at that point. Alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. Or no, I haven't finished the ASX yet, have I? So this is the ASX here. So we're moving up here from wave 4 to wave 5, and we're looking for 5 waves up here. So obviously this will be in line with CBA as well, because the banks are basically creating this little trend to the upside because the resources aren't really doing much at this stage. So we've just dragged CBA into this count. That's what we did on the tick chart. Okay, so we've got wave 4, we're going up for wave 5. For wave 3, we'll see wave 4, and then wave 5 come up here. So this is how it's going to be, and this wave 4 could be counted differently. We've also got, when we go intraday, we've also got this over here. Not that it matters because we've still got wave 4 on this low here, but we are looking for a move higher here. So day traders we're talking to now, we're looking at moving in long here, maybe long already. But this could also be counted a bit differently as well, but it's okay at this stage. This appears to be 5 waves with a pullback into here, so we're looking at this. In a nutshell, we're always looking for the 62 to become the support. Unfortunately, it's just become a bit of a nightmare across here. But the thing is don't give up, because just when you give up, the market takes off, and then you go woulda, coulda, shoulda, and all the rest of it, you know. So yeah, hang in there, and we're just going to buy new highs again here. So once again, we're going to be pushing up to the 63. Now it can go higher, but that's the number that you would want to be taking it at, because then it can drop back to this wave 4 again. It may not pull all the way back down here, but probably where the support is on the 62, it could come back down to through here. So let's just go to the 15-minute chart. So we've had wave 3 over here on the 15-minute chart. Not that it's a big deal, but we still end up with wave 4 here. We've got an impulse wave here. The market's pulled back. And now it's moving to the upside. So it has made a new high above here, so that's good news. But I'm thinking this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here, just for wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here. So we can go long above this high here, but we're also got a couple of other things that we can do here as well. So 62 is really now, that is becoming the tested support. Now it will be a nice finish tested support here if the 10 here, the 62.10, so we've got 62, which is a minor level 2, and then we've got the sub levels here. So sub-level 1, 2 and 3 that make up group 1. We get support on that, and then we're going up to 5 at that point, and we're on our way at that point. So we can build in on 10 and 20, and you can also build in on the top of 30 for this. So that way the market's got to prove to us, first of all, that it can find support on top of 10, and we'll also be looking for, of course, some sort of support, classic trading levels pattern, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and over here. So something of that nature. You want to see it sitting on that 10 there. So you won't get in at 10, you might get in on 13 or 14 or something like that, and that's okay. And the same over here as well, and the same over here for the top of group 1 at this point. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, and thanks for tuning in. Cheers.